When you first start dating somebody, that is not the time for authenticity. There is a time for authenticity, but it's not initially.
Well, you always put your best face forward when you first start dating somebody.
You would think.
Right? You are acting like it's an act for the first couple of weeks, months, whatever. I say weeks, right? Which is what we're going to debate here is like, Mo is wondering, like, when do you tell somebody truly how you're feeling about them? Because you can be too early on it, scare somebody away, or you can wait too long, scare them away that way as well.
Right. So since I've moved to Atlanta and taken on my new journey, new job, meeting new people, I've realized that I'm not so great at certain things. One of those things is dating. Like, I'm terrible at it. And so
hold on a second. Let's stop here for a second. Define what bad at dating is.
We need your dating resume right now.
Because I really do feel like a lot of people are just really hard on themselves because they haven't found the right one yet. That doesn't make you bad at dating. It just doesn't make you a person that's found a good fit for you yet. But people put so much guilt on themselves for not being paired up.
That's true. Maybe it's that. See, so for me, when I lived in New York, what I realized the majority of my life, when I got into relationships, the couple that I was in, they kind of just like manifested themselves. They just happened. Like it just was weird circumstances. So I never really was in a position where I had to really like date, like put myself out there, meet new people, learn each other from literally start to finish. So it's a different kind of process. And this is like when you move to a whole new state and you don't really know anybody, it's different. Normally, a lot of times when you date, it seems like you may meet people from work or you may meet people from having friends and then they have friends and you get set up. But when you don't have those options, like you're literally just meeting people from scratch and starting to get to know each other.
Do you feel like you're at a disadvantage in this area because even though you're on the radio, you're pretty much an introverted person?
Yeah, I would say so. I definitely do. And I also think what I'm learning is I feel like I'm at that age where like dating is not, it doesn't feel as casual as it used to. Like now, which is what I'm leading into with this story, I sometimes feel like I'll go on a date and I'm on like date 2 or date 3. And she's like, what are you doing for the rest of your life? Yeah. And I'm like...
You got a date with purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
like, that's what I keep hearing.
Because you're a good man. They're trying to lock you in.
Which I understand, and I appreciate it. I get it, but I'm still, like, I've always been the slow dater. That's just me. I don't like to rush into anything. I don't like to, like, just jump into things. I really like to take my time. And so I have these now conflicts because some women tend to take that as, like, oh, you don't want to commit. You're a guy that wants to run from commitment. And I'm like, no, literally, this is just the first time we've shared tacos. Like, I don't think we're at that place yet.
Try this line. I don't have any problem with commitment. I just have problem with commitment with you. Try that.
He's like, I just want to figure out, are you an al pastor or a fish taco kind of gal? That's the only place we're at right now.
That's it. Like, that's as heavy as I want my questions to be by like date 3, right? So I have this debate. I was dating someone and the first couple of dates went really well. They went great. And it seemed like around the 3rd date, which is when this tends to happen, she started like asking the heavy questions. How do you feel about marriage? How do you feel about children? How do you think, where are we? What are we doing?
3rd date?
God, that's
yes.
the worst.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
So it's one thing to ask, because I think for women, it's okay to date with a certain amount of purpose. So if you're able to casually, what are your thoughts on marriage? What are your thoughts on kids? Just so you know, so you're on. But then to ask, like, so where are we headed?
What are we?
Yeah,
what even are? He's like the little groundhog on Groundhog Day. He's just popping out. And she's like, what even are we? And then he's like, 6 more years of bachelorhood. That's why I'm going back in my hole. That's terrifying.
So I'm wondering if it's me, because this is like, and this is what I mean by maybe I'm a bad dater, because within the couple of dates that I've gone on since I've been here, it seems to have ended in the same way, pretty much, where I just felt like, okay, this is way too much. Like, you're wanting way too much from me too soon. And so it's been a pattern. And I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if it's just that where I'm at in dating in my life, that women who are dating at this age feel like I don't want to waste any more of my time. I've dealt with enough men who have wasted my time. I'm done with that. I don't want to continue to do that. You seem like this great guy. You seem like this amazing guy. If you are who you say you are, then like, what are we doing? Are we casually dating? Are we working towards something more? And I'm like, I really just wanted to finish this meal. Like it just feels so heavy for us to be having this kind of conversation on the third, fourth day.
It was hard enough to commit to either soft or hard shell tacos.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having a hard time with this.
1-855-BERT Show. But then can't you say that person's not for you? You're not doing anything wrong. They're just looking for something way more serious than you are initially, so that's not the one. Move on to the next one. That doesn't make you a bad dater. That just makes you guys not on the same page and not compatible.
But he is looking for something serious. He just wants to take it slower.
Yeah.
So technically, they're looking for the same thing. They're just going at it at a different speed.
Maybe she is the one, but she needs to calm it down a little bit. You're freaking him out.
Gabe, good morning. You are part of the Bert Show. Hi.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Excellent. What's up?
All of us are great except for Mo.
Except for me.
Well, I was in the same boat Mo was 5 years ago. I went on one date with the girl, talked to her for 7 days. On day number 8, she was planning our wedding, when we were gonna do the deed and all that, and 2 vacations for us. I ran from that crazy faster than you could say go.
So you're not alone, dude.
I'm not alone.
And it probably goes the other way, too, where dudes are trying to get, like, let's lock this thing down right now. And she's like, what? This is our second date, man.
Right.
We're midway through the first movie.
But it is important to put yourself in the other person's shoes because, yes, that's where you are coming from. But maybe there's a lot of women out there who are tired. They are tired of dating. They are tired for men who aren't willing to commit. So they're just trying to get to the point. They don't want to waste time. So it's like, we got to find a happy middle.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like we touch our toe to the water. We like she's not committed to him, but she's like, should I be?
Yeah.
What do you think of this? Oh, that wasn't a good reaction. Okay, forget it. Back to Tinder. Like that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
May, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
So I am absolutely a crazy girl, obviously, because I actually have a system where on the first date, I tell them straight up, I am planning to get married. I only plan to adopt children. You have to be able to be with these rules or I'm just going to move on. I don't have time for this.
I mean, couldn't we wait till at least the second date?
Yeah, come on.
Get you a free meal first.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with this. Okay, telling them what you are is one thing. Demanding that they are that person is another thing. But if you get to a certain age, you don't got time for all this BS. Look, if you don't want kids, then we shouldn't even spend a minute with each other. If you're not planning on getting married, then let me go and spend my time better.
So my dilemma with that is that makes sense, right? And I understand that. But at the same time, there may be certain things that you want that I would be willing to deal with and sacrifice if I knew you a little better.
Yeah.
But on a first date, it's certain things I don't know if you're going to be willing, if you're worth me making some of those sacrifices yet.
But you shouldn't have to make those sacrifices or those decisions yet. You just need to know where I'm at, and you need to be able to be okay with that in your head. And if that's even an option, like it's a maybe sort of thing, you already know, like, okay, I got to see if this is worth it by then.
I like your perspective. May, do you mind if I ask how old you are?
30.
30.
It's that range. See, it's that range of dating.
I thought she was going to say like 45.
Not gonna lie, I did too.
It's a new day.
And I think you have to think about where we are socially right now. It's everything is people's attention spans are shorter because with the internet and social media. There's like so much immediate gratification. So we are a now generation. There isn't a lot of patience anymore.
Adrian here saying the same thing. In your 30s, I want to know up front what's up. Good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
Hi. Yeah, I think maybe the last caller just said it, but basically I dated someone for almost 5 years before my mom actually asked the question, and he said, oh, yeah, I never plan on getting married. And I said, wait, what? When were you going to tell me that? And I maybe should have asked him before then. So maybe she just wants to ask up front, like.
But I also feel what Mo's saying here, too, that you could really feel like, look, I don't want to get married. You say that because the right person hasn't come along. And then when they do, you're like, okay, I definitely can spend the rest of my life with you. Let's do this.
I guess so. But in my circumstance, he said he never wanted to get married because he didn't want the state involved. I don't know what it means.
Wait, what?
Why do you guys do that? I don't have a bank account because I don't want the government knowing my business. You got no business. You got no dollar bills in there.
You got $6, fam.
Yeah,
Like,
get out of here.
Debbie, you're all about timelines.
I am. Mo, I think what may be a good thing to do is say, this is how I schedule my time line as far as, I date someone, and by the 10th date, then I have a better idea of who you are and what you want in life, and are we compatible? It's not that I don't want to commit, but not commit right now, but be upfront with her, one of the first dates.
And
that way she knows.
That makes perfect sense to me. And I try to. And like you said, the 10th date, I wouldn't even be mad at that. By the 10th date, we might have some things to talk about. But the 3rd date, let me finish these tacos.
If you're going to be just totally transparent, then show up in your jammies and no makeup.
Right.
Because that's what you're doing right now. Like, he could warm up to adopting a kid at some point, but on the first date being like, what religion is our child going to be? You look like the It Clown.
Exactly.
I'm going to flee the building.
The Bert Show.